Have you ever wondered why today's world is full of big cities, politics is fraught with labor disputes, and countries are racing to build industries? It all started with a moment that changed human life forever. A revolution that didn't use guns, but machines. This is the story of the Industrial Revolution, a moment when the world changed so rapidly that governments were overwhelmed by the challenges of managing their people. The Industrial Revolution was a major shift from manual labor to mechanized labor. It began around 1760 in England. The steam engine, textile mills, and mass production transformed the way people worked, lived, and even thought. Previously, people lived in villages and farmed. After this revolution, millions of people moved to cities to work in factories. Before the Industrial Revolution, cities were not centers of life. But with the advent of machines, cities grew rapidly, sometimes too rapidly. Houses were built closely together, factory smoke filled the air, and thousands of people worked 12 to 16-hour days. England, Europe, and then America transformed into a new world filled with factories and workers. This was the beginning of massive urbanization. Because factories needed cheap labor, a new class emerged, the working class. They worked hard but lived in difficult conditions, low wages, long hours, minimal safety. Children also worked in factories. This injustice created great social tension. Workers didn't want to live oppressed forever. They began to gather, form organizations, and demand change. This was the beginning of the labor movement, labor unions, and demands for the government to enact labor protection laws. Before the Industrial Revolution, the state didn't intervene much in the economy. But afterward, the government had to regulate many things: industrial taxes, welfare, education, and even safety regulations. This gave birth to the concept of the modern state as we know it today, a state that regulates factories, sets wages, and protects workers. The Industrial Revolution didn't stop in England. Europe, the United States, Japan, and then the entire world changed. Countries raced to industrialize, even fueling imperialism and the struggle for resources. The world became interconnected and also competitive. The Industrial Revolution was more than just machines. It was a turning point in politics, economics, and human life. Without the Industrial Revolution, modern cities, workers' rights, and the world we know today might never have existed. So the question is, what revolution will change the world next?